The town of Jabi was always alive, noisy, bright, and full of stories. Every morning, the smell of food filled the air before the sun even touched the rooftops. But among all the food sellers in the bustling streets, one woman ruled them all, Madam Blessing, the queen of jollof rice. Her voice could be heard from 3 streets away. Buy your hot jollof rice here. Sweet and spicy jollof rice. The moment she arrived with her big silver flask in her wheelbarrow, people left everything they were doing. Okada riders parked their bikes, traders locked their shops, and even office workers forgot about time. Men and women, old and young, all rushed to stand in line, fighting to get a plate before her food finished. No restaurant dared to open until Madam Blessing's jollof was sold out. It was like a town rule. Once she entered the street, other sellers simply folded their arms and watched. Nobody could explain it. Her food wasn't just delicious, it was addictive. Whoever tasted it once could never stop. Just across the market, a young woman named Mary watched every day with tired eyes. Her mother also sold food, simple rice and beans by the roadside, but ever since Madam Blessing came, their customers disappeared. Every evening, Mary and her mother went home with full coolers and empty pockets. "Mama," Mary said one day, helping her mother pack the leftover food, "if we don't sell again tomorrow, how will we buy kerosene? How will we pay rent?" Her mother sighed deeply. "Don't worry, my daughter. God will do it. Maybe tomorrow will be better." But tomorrow never got better. One night, as Mary lay on her mat, she couldn't sleep. The thought of Madam Blessing's secret filled her mind. She decided that no matter what it took, she would find out how Madam Blessing cooked her jollof. Everyone knew Madam Blessing started cooking before dawn, long before the first cock crowed. So, Mary made a plan. The next morning, at exactly 3 a.m., she left her house quietly and walked barefoot to Madam Blessing's compound. The night was cold, and the moon hid behind the clouds. Mary moved silently, her heart beating fast. She hid behind the kitchen wall and peeked through a small crack. What she saw made her freeze. Madam Blessing stood in front of a large pot of rice boiling on the fire. Her wrapper was tied tightly around her chest, and her skin glistened with sweat. Beside the fire was a bucket of water, the same water Mary had seen her bathing with earlier that night. Madam Blessing scooped the water and poured it slowly into the pot of rice. The steam that rose carried a strange, sweet smell. Then she reached for a red cloth, muttering words under her breath. She rolled the cloth around the pot 6 times, counting each turn softly. 1, 2, 3. With every turn, the fire grew brighter and the air thicker. Mary could feel her body trembling. Madam Blessing then whispered, "Anyone who tastes my food shall never resist me. Their money will always find its way back to me." She laughed quietly, a deep, eerie laugh that didn't sound human. Mary's mouth fell open. She covered her lips quickly so she wouldn't scream. The next morning, the town was busy as usual. Madam Blessing pushed her wheelbarrow down the street, shouting cheerfully, "Hot jollof rice! Sweet and spicy jollof rice!" The crowd gathered as always. People were smiling, laughing, rushing to get a plate. Mary stood far away, watching in shock. The same men who bought from her mother before were fighting for Madam Blessing's food again. Her mother whispered sadly, "Maybe one day, people will remember our own rice." Mary turned to her and said quietly, "Mama, they won't, not until we do something." That night, Mary told her mother everything she saw. Her mother gasped, her hands shaking. "So that's what she does? She uses her bath water? God forbid." Mary nodded. "We must expose her, Mama. People are eating her evil food." Her mother was afraid, but Mary was determined. The next morning, while Madam Blessing was busy serving food, Mary shouted at the top of her voice, "Everybody stop. Don't eat that jollof. Do you know what she cooks it with?" The crowd turned, shocked. Madam Blessing froze. "What nonsense are you talking, you foolish girl?" she snapped. Mary pointed straight at her. "You use your bath water to cook this food. You roll red cloth around your pot at night. You're using charm to make people eat your food." The street went silent. The people stared at Madam Blessing, some dropping their spoons in horror. One brave man stepped forward and sniffed the food. His face changed. "It's true," he said. "There's something strange in this food." Within minutes, the crowd scattered. Plates fell, food spilled, and Madam Blessing stood alone, trembling. She tried to speak, but no sound came out. Her lips moved, but her voice was gone. Her pot suddenly cracked open on its own, steam bursting into the air like smoke from a spirit's mouth. That day, Madame Blessing disappeared from the town. No one saw her again. Her house was abandoned, her wheelbarrow left to rust beside the road. But life slowly returned to normal. Weeks passed, and Mary and her mother began to sell their food again. Slowly, customers returned. The streets smelled of ordinary rice once more. Not magic, not charm, just food made with love. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind blew through the market, people said they could still hear a faint voice calling from afar. "Buy your hot jollof rice here." And those who listened too closely swore they smelled the same sweet, strange aroma that once ruled the town. Moral: be careful what you crave. Not every sweet taste is meant for the tongue.